Hey guys, welcome to our Wednesday night Power Zoom. My name is Beth Gallardi. I know you guys know who I am and excited to be on here to introduce our guest speaker tonight. But first of all, I just want to welcome everyone because I know we have so many leaders represented on this call as we join together as United Nations. We're super excited and so excited to host our guest speaker tonight, brand new National Vice President Jill Lyons. And Jill, I know that you're probably still getting used to hearing yourself that, right? It's going to take a bit to get used to it. I remember the morning I woke up after promoting thinking, did that really just happen? So congratulations. Guys, I got to go. I'm going to give her some accolades because in her short tenure, she's only been in this business for 1.5 years, okay? But she has many accolades to her name. If you were at the Impact that she was attending this summer, then you saw her walk across the stage for every single award they gave, which is incredible. Congratulations to that. You guys, we all know how incredible it was to earn the AIT trip, and they had, Arbonne was rating the top, I think 25, right? Or top 50, I can't remember, but she was number seven in all of Arbonne for AIT, so that's incredible. But get this, you guys, in 2017 is when she joined at the end of May, and she had been closely watching her good friend Blair Prophet, who is actually her sponsor as well. Their husbands are both in the Coast Guard, and Blair came back from GTC. Jill decided to join her business, and the next GTC, which is the one we just had, she was in region qualification just earlier this year, and now she's a new national vice president. So I'm sure all of you are wondering, what, how, when, why, how can we do that? So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking and give this call over to Miss Jill Lyons as she shares her story with us. So Jill, we can't wait to hear from you. Let me unmute you. There you go.
You good? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So my gosh, first off, this is like unreal because you guys, since the day I started my business, end of May, Carleeta's YouTube station was like, she didn't even know who I was, but it was streaming. She's laughing, I see her. But it was streaming during all my workouts in the car. Like my 3-year-old daughter knows Carleeta's voice and she's like, Carleeta. So this is just unreal. Like I don't even feel worthy. Like the fact that she told me to just tell my story, I'm like, okay. But yeah, as Beth was saying, my name's Jill Lyons, obviously. I'm 28 years old. I am a mom of 2. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and my husband is in the Coast Guard. So we are stationed in a little town in North Carolina by the Outer Banks. And before that, we were living in Alaska for a little bit. And I graduated college with a PE degree, health and nutrition minor, and I moved to Kodiak, Alaska to live with my then boyfriend of 6 months at the time. And my parents thought I was crazy, but long story short, with a PE degree in military life, I could never establish a teaching job. And we're always moving around. So I stayed at home when we had our first daughter. And you guys, to be totally transparent, way more month than money on a 1-family income military budget. And, what is so crazy, I started my business 18 months ago, end of May 2017. And for a couple $100s a month to put food in our family. Fridge, excuse me, I'm like nervous, I don't know why. I got my team streaming right here and they're like, hey, but anyways, we were living paycheck to paycheck on a military budget, like I said, and I was watching from the shadows for a very long time. Yes, I started end of May 2017, but I probably watched Blair for 8 to 9 months, maybe 10. And what I want to tell you guys is I said no to her maybe 8 or 9 times. So right now you might be getting no's. And you don't know, and you don't take it personal. They're not saying no to you. I was saying no to Blair because I didn't know what I was saying no to, KNOW. And then, it wasn't until my husband basically said, and most of the time, I love that my husband he asked me 2 questions. He said, you got to go back to teaching after we have this baby, because I was 29 weeks pregnant when I started my business, you guys. So he said, you have to go back to teaching after we have Haley, or figure out what this Arbonne thing is, figure out what Blair is or what she does, because we need that. And that's what I did, and when I signed up end of May, there was not an option for me to fail at this. When you to have what you want in life, you have to give yourself permission to go all in, to jump all in and take massive action. And, make it known since day one that you are obsessed, and no one living an average life average life has a say in what your dreams are. So day one, people called Mark, my husband, and they said it to my face that no one ever makes money with those kind of things. No one ever gets the vehicle, basically saying you will never be, successful with this, but good luck to you. To me, or for most people, that might crumple someone. That might put you back, after you stepped out of your comfort zone. When someone says that to you, you might step back into your comfort zone. But for me, that kind of added fuel to my fire. When someone tells me I can't do something, I'm like, watch me, so that was, so basically, just like any other people, just like all the other successful people in this business, I fought against all odds. I was unwilling to settle, and I never quit. And it's amazing when you work really, 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 really hard at something, every single day, I can't emphasize that enough. I did something for my business since May 27th, 2017. And, I never took a day off, but some people might look at that and be like, that you're working too hard. That's obsessive. That's addictive. But whether it was self-development, reading a book for 15 minutes a day, or driving a couple hours to a spa night, I did something for my business every single day. Even the day I delivered my baby, in August of 2017, I was having a natural childbirth, and in between contractions, I was Arbonning, and my husband was like, stop doing that. But, but growing up and even in my adult life, I've always had an obsessive personality and addictive personality. And I always thought that was a fault, and I thought it was a fault in my personality. And when I find one shirt and I like it, I buy all the colors. When I have one chip, I have to eat the whole bag. When I have one glass of wine, I drink the whole bottle. That's why I don't drink, but I read a book, Be Obsessed or Be Average. And for the first time in my life, like even the past few weeks, I'm like, my obsessiveness isn't a fault. It's actually a advantage. And when you can have an obsession with something, a healthy obsession, it's the most valuable tool you have to build the life you deserve and dream of. And unfortunately, most people never ever figure out what they're obsessed with, because we are trained to, deny our obsessions. But what the trick is, when you learn how to control and focus that obsession, you will become a powerful and unstoppable person, making all your dreams a reality. And, from the very, very, very start of my business, like I mentioned at the beginning of this, I started to follow successful people. Hence why Carleeta's YouTube station was always streaming in my headphones and in my car. I stopped seeking, and for that whole time of saying no to Blair for that first 8 to 9 months, I was caring what other people would think, what all the hesitations you guys probably had. I cared what others would think of me. I was scared and hesitant and all those things. I stopped seeking advice from those settling for average lives, from those settling for, average results, average money, average everything. The only thing that they've never been obsessed with anything except defending average. So that was like a huge mindset switch to me, because when I cared about all those people's opinions, they never started paying our bills. And I knew what this business would do for me. And very quickly, I learned what it could do for other people. And I'm a visual person, and I wrote down my numbers from May to November. So 18 months of my QV. I want to paint a picture to you guys, and I think you'll be able to see where the switch was in my business. So basically, end of May, I don't know if you can read this, maybe it's backwards, but we did 1,000. And it was May 31st, and like Blair texted me and she's like, hey, get into qual this month. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but I was like 50 away. So I bought the baby Caroline. And, but anyways, and then in June, we did 3,700. I was still a team of one. I got people plugged into the 30 days program. In July 2017, 7,200. A few people joined my team. I got someone to DM qual. August 2017, the month I had my baby, we got into area manager qual. So there I am, a couple months into my business. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going to finish out area manager within a few months. Like, this is awesome. I did 5,000 PQV, and my one strong leg did 5,000. In September, I did not see this happening. I thought I was going to finish out area this month. I was going good. I did about 5,200 PQV, and that one strong leg did about 300. So I was like, I didn't see that happening. And then in October, we did 5,800. I did about 5,000, and that one strong leg did a couple hundred. So there I am, in October, lost my area qual. So basically, when I did a phone call with Steon last week, he's like, basically, your business started, you rebuilt your area in November. And I was like, yeah, I did. And I learned very, very quickly. So in November 2017, 10,000, we got back into area qual. I learned very, very, very quickly that you have to keep giving birth and you can't bring back the dead. When people quit this business, you can't control that. That's on them. And I always stayed true to, even when I was losing my area qual in September and October, I was still doing 5,000 PQV. I was getting people plugged into the next 30 days to healthy living programs. So I never lost focus on my personal, activity. I can't control these people over here. If they quit, that's on them, but I can't bring them back. You can't beat a dead horse. I'm going to keep giving birth. So in November, I started sponsoring new and helping them get to where they want to go. We finished out area 12 months ago. We did 14,000 in December. And what is so crazy is around this time, it was around December 13th-ish, I texted Blair and it was mid-month, you guys, and I did the math because I was like, okay, 29 packages and we'll finish out area. So mid-month, 29 packages, a lot of people would have thought that's a lot, but to me, I'm like, it's not 39, it's not 49, it's just 29 packages. I can do that. And for me, I was like, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to depend on anyone on my team to get any of those 29. I'm going to become a team of one and just do it. And mid-month last year, it came up. I was so awkward in it, but I was like so proud of myself for going live. But I went live and did like a 10-minute video. And I talked about the Arbonne difference, broke down what the nutrition pack, what the 30-day program is, broke down what the components in the package, and just what it could do for you. And, it was so awkward looking back at it, but I did it. And about 50 something people, I planted a seed, and about 50 something people reached out to me wanting more information. And it would be very naive of me to think that actually 50 people went through and watched it, and came through and bought it. But maybe about 13, 14 people actually bought it. So there I am, end of December, and I still need about 10 more packages. So I work smarter, not harder. And I did it, I was just like, look, for all those people that went through and bought the package, I said, if you got a mom, a dad, a sister, a brother, whoever to do this program with you, for each person you refer, I'll send you a free product. So we finished out area in December, which is crazy to say that 10 months, 12 months later, we finished out nation. But now all this activity that I was doing with a 30-day program in December and January, and I very quickly learned that I'm going to lead with the business. For the first May, June, July, September, I was focusing on my calendar, and we were still in that stage of 8 parties a month and all that. And where I live, spa parties were not working for me. I still did them, but I was focusing at the beginning of my business, I was focusing on quantity. I still do quality events all day long, don't get me wrong, but I'm not trying to fill up my calendar and leave my family for these. I was putting myself in danger going to some of these spa parties. Like, I was like, holy crap, how'd I get home alive? So I did the switch of leading with the business and using the funnel effect of, I'm going to talk to you about the business because it's the best thing we have in the catalog. I'm not going to try to just book a virtual event or a spa night. I'm going to give you the gift of this business and show you how to do this. So in December, all those preferred clients, a lot of them upgraded to consultants. I showed them how to do the business. All right. So anyways, January, the new year, we were just about a bonusing area at 19,000. February, 24,000. March, region qual, 41,000. You guys, getting all that activity I was doing in December and January came full circle in 3-4 months later. So region qual in March. To finish out, we needed 56,000. We did 77,000 in April, and we finished out region. And then May, obviously the new RVP, we did 69,000. We dipped a little bit, but that's totally normal. I wasn't scared at all. June, 75,000. And then July and August, 84,000. And then this is where it gets awesome. September, 118,000. October, 163. We got into nation qual, and we finished out November with 223. So that right there is just, activity got it. Basically what I'm trying to say is, I'm not just social media. I never will be. And I don't train my team to be just social media. We embrace it all, and I did everything, and I still do everything. And what is so cool is that activity to me is not posting. Like an Instagram story is not going to get you an MVP unless you have 100,000 followers. But follow up, like when you use social media, following up is the activity, you guys. Getting people off of that social media platform and doing a phone call. If they're local, buy them a cup of coffee. And activity is when you can sit down or do a video call or do a phone call and tell the Arbonne story and tell give Arbonne the justice that it deserves, so people know what they're saying no to. You know, if I sit down with someone and they still say no to me after that huge spiel, okay. But, you know, I want to give Arbonne the justice it deserves. But anyways, consistent activity got us to MVP. And I didn't have it easy. I worked really, really, really hard, and I still do. And it's so cool that now that I've gotten to MVP, I get to reach back down and show other people in my organization how to do this. And that's like that. I'm just getting started. Like, this is what's so cool, is that there's no limit to this. And I learned, like I said before, I just learned when I started this business, my goal was $200 a month. And very quickly I learned, okay, you know, this is going to change our lives. And I learned very quickly what it could do for other people. And after losing my area qual the first time, leading with the business was the turning point in my business. And, you know, we focus on all activity in my organization. If somebody wants to do a virtual, I'm going to show you how to do that. If somebody wants to do an in-home spa night, I'm going to show you how to do that, or a healthy happy hour, or even, you know, we never really did foot soaks, but I'll show you how to do that. And you know, if you focus on 30-day programs, we still cross-sell to skincare. And if you focus on skincare, we still focus, you know, cross-sell to nutrition. You have to, and it just makes sense. Arbonne has blessed us with, you know, 3 multi-billion-dollar industries. Use them all. And what really, really irks me is, you know, the men in my organization, they would not be in my organization if I was still doing in-home spa parties, only in-home spa parties. You know, why would they join? Why would they see the Arbonne opportunity if I was only doing foot soaks? And one of my husband's best friend is in my organization, and his other good friend is in my organization too. And but that's what's so cool. And then I see, you know, some other people on Instagram, and it's like, looking for 10 girls to join my team, or looking for 10 ladies. And number one, we're network marketing people. I never use looking for people. People, they know we're looking for people. So number one, my team knows, you know, not to do that. But why are we saying girls? Why are we saying ladies when there's a whole 50% of the other population that needs Arbonne as well? Young, old, man or woman, everyone needs it. We're just looking for like-minded people that just want more in life. So don't narrow down the population and say looking for girls, because men are very, very successful in this business too. And 18 months ago, and I'll wrap this up because I don't want to keep you guys too long. I'm almost done, I swear. 18 months ago, 160,000 was not on my radar. I promise you that. Hell, 12 months ago was not on my radar. I was trying to just get 10,000 to finish out my area the second time. But settling for less than my dream for me and my family, and being average like we were living for all those years, it took a back seat 18 months ago. And, you know, like I said, I got into area qual, lost it in October, and I rebuilt my area in November and December. And it's just baby steps, you guys. That's what it is. You don't, when you sign up to run a marathon, I would die if I ran out and run 26.2 miles. I'm going to first put my shoes on and sign up and become a consultant. And then I'm going to go out and run 2 miles. And then maybe next week I can run 5, and then I can run 12 and do a half marathon. But nothing happens overnight, and it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And doctors and lawyers go to school for however many years, and Olympians train for that one Olympic event for 4 or 5 years. So when people sign up for an Arbonne business and they don't have that white Mercedes in 7 days and they quit, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, that is what I think that's one of the biggest. I just want to like shake people, because I don't know where they don't understand that what you do when you are in consistent activity and your calendar is full and you're helping other people get to where they want to go, what you guys are doing now will come full circle in 3 to 4 months or 8 to 9 months. For me, you know, that seed was planted with Blair for me for about 11 months. I tuned into one of her virtuals, I honestly think maybe 10 months before signing up, about dead animal fat and mineral oil and whey protein. And I was a D1 college athlete, and I didn't even know what whey, you know, all that stuff. So it just plants a seed. So you don't know who's watching you now, but will join you later on, because people are honestly waiting for you to quit. I can't tell you how many times people came out of the woodworks to say, okay, I'm ready to learn more about Arbonne. You didn't quit. And I'm like, that's what it takes? Are you kidding me? So when I signed up, like I said, my vision for this business was $200 a month. That was it. And when your potential expands and it reveals itself over time as you discover more of what you're capable of, you know, I have always underestimated my potential in sports, in academics, in my Arbonne business. And it's just so crazy that I've already achieved 100 times, maybe even 200 times more than what I ever thought was possible with this business. And it's just so crazy to me that I've yet to hit my full potential. And even, Carleeta has yet to hit her full potential. And I am like a huge, I'm like huge with, I'm in my little office right now with Mark's Man Cave too, but I have my vision board. And you guys, this just explains how little I underestimated myself. Last January 2018, I made a vision board, and I wanted my Mercedes by December 2018. Like literally, that's what I thought I was going to get. I wanted to go region by December 2018. So obviously I went a few months later, but now my vision board said MVP December 2018 and Maui 2019. And we went nation in November, and I get to go to Maui in 2019. So when you do a vision board, if you're into that, or Post-it notes or anything like that, or self-development, like it's not just doing a vision board and writing it down and looking at it every couple days. You eat, you sleep, you breathe your goals and your dreams, and not because you should, but because you can't not. Like I love that I can obsess over something like this and give it to other people. But when you like, you have to feed that beast inside of you. I know that sounds crazy, but then it becomes so powerful that there's no room for doubt. Because the second you take your mind off of your vision with where this business is going, or where, all that stuff is when fear and doubt and all that creeps back into your head. And you guys, we have enough against us with this line of work we are in. And that's just me being honest. We have enough against us, and we don't need our mindset to ruin that for us. So that's why I love, I heard Carleeta say one time, she's like, well, what book are you reading? And I'm like, dang, I don't have a book. Now I got a stack about 7 right here. My husband's like, are you reading all these? I'm like, yes, I write notes and I switch around because I get bored, but I love reading now, because you got to get this under control. This is key. And, so many times I was like, oh, I'm going to quit. I never thought that, but some people do, and they're going to quit because times get hard, but you got to get this under control. And, to wrap it up, what is just so cool is that nothing is impossible in this business. And that's what I love about it. That's what gives me thrill is my daughters they're 3 and 1. They're not even in the school years yet. So when people text me, in GoPro, Eric Worre, if you haven't read it yet, if you have, read it again. If you haven't, read it now. But he talks about the posers and the amateurs and the professionals. And I have people in my organization, and they're like, I hit a wall. I'm running out of people. And those are the posers and the amateurs. The professionals, no, we are never going to run out of people. And I think about my girls going to preschool and kindergarten, and how many parents I'm going to meet at after school activities like that. Holy crap, I'm excited, because there's people out there. My future VP isn't even in my organization yet. And your guys' future VP isn't even in your organization yet. And the only difference is we just won't quit. The people that have quit will not be successful with this. So if you just keep chugging along, and the biggest thing I'm going to end with is, don't compare your journey to anyone else's. These girls that are getting into region qual in 12 hours, or, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's doing what. You just want to wake up every single day and be a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. And that's what I try to do every single day. I have tunnel vision with where, Theon asked me last week in our video call, and I think he was a little blown away, but he goes, what's your goal with your business? And I didn't even hesitate. I said 20 wide. And he was like, Cecilia is only 12. And I was like, yeah, I know. But it just came out. I didn't even think about it. And I was like, did I just say 20? But I just have tunnel vision, and I know what this business can do. I know what it's done for me. And when I'm just a bulldog, my team calls me a bulldog, and I just know what it can do for everyone else, and everyone needs Arbonne. So I, talk about it to everyone I cross. Like I just do. Blair's like, did you talk to that person at the car wash? I'm like, yep. Did you talk to that person you ate dinner? I'm like, yep. I just talk about it. So long story short, I hope that made sense for you guys. I'm just all over the place, but I'm just so excited to be on this call right now. And yeah, you can mute me back up if you want.